Hi there, in this video, we'll start to learn standard programming languages. Until now, we have been using ladder logic diagrams to write our programs. This language is similar to the function block diagram. In this video, we're going to rewrite the project, which was done and tested in the previous video, to learn the FBD language. During the next videos, we'll do simple projects, to learn other standard languages. Before we get started with today's video, I just wanted to inform you about all the great content we have been releasing on the plcgoods YouTube channel, which includes industrial automation PLC programming, HMI, and microcontroller-based developments. My name is Syed Reza, and if you enjoy this video, I would appreciate it if you could click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell, to receive the latest and the greatest content I will be posting through the channel. Let's start the video. As I mentioned earlier, I want to rewrite this project, which was used to control 2 water tanks in the previous video. So, I recommend watching that, before this video. If you remember, these 2 function and function block were defined and used inside the main POU, to control the 2 tanks. First, let's rewrite the program inside the function block. As you see, its language is ladder diagram. Now, let me create a new function block to write this program using the FBD language. Well, the first part of my program performs AND logic between these 2 variables. So, let me find and use an AND logic. Now, let's determine the inputs of the inserted AND logic. Note that, based on the program, I need to detect the rising edge signal, receiving from the fill push button. To detect the rising edges, the rising trigger instruction can be used after the fill variable, and also, I can right-click on the first input, and use the edge detection item to detect rising or falling edges. Now, let's continue and determine the next input. Note that, I need the inverse state of the discharge valve. So, I right-click on the second input, to use the negation option. Now, I need a pulse timer. Finally, the output of the inserted pulse timer must be used to turn on the filling valve. As you can see, ladder and FBD languages, and also their instructions on the right list, are similar together. Their main difference is this line, which is usually used to enable instructions in ladder language. Let's continue. I need a similar program to turn on the discharging valve. So, let me copy and use the first network. Alright, this program in ladder language has been rewritten in the new function block using the FBD language. Let's continue with the function, fc_timer. This is its program in ladder language. Now, let me create another function to write the program using the FBD language. Alright, to write this program, I need to find and use subtraction, conversion, and division instructions in FBD language. Note that, although I'm using the variables, which were used inside the previous function, but they aren't equal. Because each variable belongs to a distinct function. To understand this point, pay attention to their full names. Because I'm just rewriting the first function, let me copy all variables of the first function, and paste them inside the declare section of the new function. Now, let's continue to rewrite the function using the FBD language. Again, as you can see, these two programs, which were written in FBD and ladder languages, are similar together, except this line, which is usually used to enable instructions in ladder language. Note that, I don't have this line inside the second function, and the result of each instruction is sent to the next one directly. So, these intermediate variables related to the first function were not used, and I can delete them. Alright, until now, these two function and function block have been added to the project. Now, let's look at the main POU. As I mentioned in the previous video, it can be divided into two similar parts. So, let me create a new POU and rewrite the second part in FBD language. Alright, if you remember from the previous video, the main program uses these two function and function block to control the two water tanks. This part of my program control the second water tank. Let me delete it, to rewrite it inside a new POU. Well, to control the filling and discharging valves, I can use either of these function blocks. Let's use the newer function block, which was rewritten in FBD language. Similarly, I can use either of these functions to convert the filling or discharging time to an integer number. I prefer to use this one, whose language is FBD. Alright, this POU controls the second tank, and this one controls the first one. So, let me change their name. Now, let me compile my project to ensure there isn't any error. Alright, here is an important point. Although there are 6 program organization units, but only 3 of them will be executed. Because, my controller will start its work from the first network of this POU, which calls these 2 functions. In consequence, only these 3 program organization units will be executed, which are related to the first tank. Now, let me add this POU to control the second tank, which uses these 2 functions. Again, let's compile the project. Alright, the programming step has been finished. Now, a part of my program control the first tank, and the other part, whose language is FBD, control the second tank. As you know, the simulation option can be used to test the project. I prefer to use factory IO. First, I must determine which variables must be shared with factory IO. Remember, the initial project has been changed a little. Now, this message says, there are 5 variables which don't have any effect during the program execution. Naturally, I won't need to share them with factory IO. So, let me click on Remove, to unselect these 5 variables. Now, instead of selecting these 5 variables, which were shared with factory IO in the previous video, I need to select these 5 variables of the new program organization unit. Now, let me run my controller. Well, the next step is downloading the project to the controller. As you know, like the previous videos, the next step is defining some tags, inside the KepServerEX software, to connect my program variables to equipment inside the factory IO. Note that, at this project, the selected variables belong to the 2 program organization units, Tank 1, and Tank 2. As you see, I've modified these addresses, and also checked whether the connection quality is good or not. Now, let me launch factory IO, with the 2 water tanks, which were designed in the previous video. Now, I'm going to connect my program variables to the inserted equipment inside factory IO, via the created tags inside the OPC server. Now, let me test the 2 water tank, with the new program. As you see, the first tank works correctly, but the second one doesn't. If I press its green or red push button, both filling and discharging valves will be open. Note that, this problem was explained in the previous video. So, let's launch CODESYS, and open the program related to the second tank. As you see, this two timer using a same variable. Let me change one of them, and then download and test the new program. Alright, as you see, the left water tank works without any problem. In this video, I've used the project, which was explained in the previous video, to learn the FBD language. In the next video, a new project will be explained and tested, using the structured text language. Thanks for watching my content. If you have any question on this topic, make sure you leave them in the comment section below, and if you can spend a few seconds of your time liking as well as sharing this video, if you enjoyed it, that will mean a lot to me. If you have any suggestions for the channel, such as what kind of hardware or software I should be covering, then make sure to leave that in the comment section. See you next time. Bye bye.